ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, grandmammies, grandpappies. Welcome to the Friday Eve special, baby. As always, we want to thank those that watched last week and those that are watching tonight. Shout out to Lee Ice with his intro. But like we do, and like we talk about tomorrow morning, people gonna be at work. They're gonna be at the water cooler. They're gonna be at the microwave. They're gonna be at the thing getting donuts that were left over from the night before. And all they're gonna talk about is the Thursday night Throwdown. Yeah. All right, y'all take it from here, baby. Y'all have a good one.
All right, bro. Drive safe.
All right, I will. Thanks.
Thank you to the Midnight Rider, who was on special assignment, and he couldn't miss the very first show of 2025. Let's celebrate it. Welcome to the Thursday Night Throwdown
Happy
with
New
the gentleman
Year.
Jack. Happy New Year. I'm the big guy KG. This is year number 8. We're going into year number 8. So glad to be here, glad to rock this, but wouldn't be nothing without you, the viewers. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's get this thing started. Jack, you want to start with football, college football, or college basketball?
Let's go college football since it's fresh.
All right.
And just happening. Notre Dame game just ended. I'll let you go with that, KG.
Notre Dame 23, Georgia 10. Notre Dame wins the Sugar Bowl, on to the Orange Bowl, the semifinal against Penn State. Let me give you a couple of stats here. Now, this game was postponed due to the tragedy that happened in New Orleans yesterday morning. It was supposed to be played last night, but they postponed it to the day at 4, and we got it. Prayers and condolences all out to everybody that was affected by that terrorist attack in New Orleans, the terrorist attack in Las Vegas, and I'm being told there's a couple of other ones that happened all around the world. So just everybody pay attention to your surroundings and watch yourself. It's a lot going on.
And if you see something, say something.
Huh?
If you see something, say something, man.
Yes, indeed.
People walking around, dropping off backpacks, whatever, man. There's some kooks out there, and it's a damn shame that innocent folks got to lose their life for what's in somebody's mind. Damn shame.
True indeed. Some game stats. Riley Leonard, 15 to 24, 90 yards and a touchdown. Also led the team in rushing with 14 carries, 80 yards. Jordan Faison, 4 catches, 46 yards. For Georgia, Gunnar Stockton, 20 of 32, 234 and a touchdown. Trevor Etienne, 11 carries, 38 yards. And Arian Smith, 1 catch, 67 yards. That's how it shook out for that game. Jack, did you watch any of the game?
Oh, yes, sir. I watched the game. That Notre Dame defense continues to impress me. Like I say, a couple shows ago, I don't remember Notre Dame having a defense this vicious in a long time. And you're going to hold them dogs to 10 points. You're doing something. They kept Etienne in check. Notre Dame did what they needed to do. Georgia wanted to drop the ball on the carpet a couple times in the early first half. Can't do that in these big games. You got to secure the ball. Ball control is a must. It was a great game by Notre Dame. They played excellent. So kudos to the Fighting Irish. I don't do that often.
Couple of comments here. Midnight Rider checking in says South Bend Kennel is now accepting dogs. I love it. JoJo says, yes, indeed, Fighting Irish, and prayers to those in both terror attacks. JoJo, you stay safe out there, too. Notre Dame took care of business, what Boone said. And, yeah, they did. And I agree with Jack with that defense. That defense held its own, and they came in, and they came through. They showed up, and they showed out, most definitely. JoJo says, fact, see something, say something. Most definitely. That's the motto for the night. See something, say something. And Boone says, but how about them Buckeyes? That's a good transition, Boone. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. Ohio State 41, Oregon 21. Oregon was the number 1 seed coming in, the number 1 team in the country coming into this game at 13-1. No, they were undefeated. They were 13-0. This is their first loss.
Yes,
and
sir.
Ohio State just came in and was like, okay, that's a nice record you got there. It'd be a shame if we ruined it. Will Howard for Ohio State, 17 of 26, 319 and 3 touchdowns. Travion Henderson, 8 carries, 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith, 7 catches, 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. For Oregon, Dylan Gabriel, 29 of 41, 299 and 2 touchdowns. Jordan James, 7 carries for 14 yards. And Trayshawn Holden, 7 receptions, 116 and 2 touchdowns. Jack, thoughts on that game?
Hey, I picked the Buckeyes, Boom. I knew it was time. It was time for Oregon to lose. Buckeyes came out there and played some ball. You know, when you're going up against the undefeated number 1 team in the country, and I feel this was the best matchup of the whole playoff. But yet I feel these two teams didn't deserve the right to play each other this soon in the playoff. I think it was the one bad set on the brackets, having Ohio State Oregon matchup. I mean, you're looking at damn near a 1 versus 2 matchup. You know, so it was a great game. It was just a great game both ways. So you got to give hats off to Ohio State. They beat the number 1 team in the country, the undefeated team. Will Howard had a balling game. I think it's going to show where he can be in the NFL draft. So, you know, Mr. Gabriel, he had an eye game too, but just a few too many mistakes made by Oregon and taken advantage of by the Ohio State Buckeyes. So, what did you see, KG?
Something that I like to say. Ohio State administered an ass whooping royally and properly. That's what Ohio State did. And it's like Oregon just didn't show up for this game. So that was the Rose Bowl. That was out in Pasadena. Now we got the Peach Bowl, which was Texas versus Arizona State. That was final OT. Arizona 39. I'm sorry, Texas 39, Arizona State 31. Quinn Ewers, 20 of 30, 322, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Quintravion Wisner, 18 carries, 45 yards. Matt Golden, 7 catches, 149 and a touchdown. For Arizona State, Sam Leavitt, 24 46, 222 and an interception. Cameron Scatbo, your boy, 30 carries, 143 and 2 touchdowns and a lot of frustration because he was mad that he wasn't getting the blocking up front. And I think if they would have gave him the blocking up front, this game wouldn't have been as close as it was.
It's hard to get blocking on them big boys on Texas's front defensive line, though, boy. There's some horses there.
What did Lee Corso used to call hog mollies? That's what they got up front. They got hog mollies and road graders.
And that's on both sides of the ball for Texas, too, KG. Both sides of the ball, they got some horses.
And Scatbo had 8 receptions, 99 yards to go with that. He won offensive player of the game, and they gave him a trophy for that for the Peach Bowl. So
it was deserved. He had over 220 yards offense. Had over 220 yards offense, KG.
Yeah, 242 to be correct. So hey, who else do you give it to? Boone said Ryan Day heard the criticism and acted accordingly. Jesse Young checking in. What's happening, Jesse? He says, I got a gut feeling that OSU going to win the championship. Whoa. Slow down there, not so fast, my friend. OSU has to get past Texas. That's who they face in the next round. OSU Texas is your next upcoming bowl game. And as of right now, we'll get to the Penn State game next. But Penn State versus Notre Dame and the Orange Bowl is your bowl game after that. Boone says ASU deserved to be there. They balled. They did. They did. They showed they deserved to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse said that Texas versus ASU was the best playoff game out of all the playoff games. I didn't think it was going to go down in
the
overtime.
OT.
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to go there, but it did.
4th and 13 is what it came down to, fellas. And Ewers threw a dot over the middle to secure the win, man. It was amazing. It was a gutsy call. Gutsy call to go end zone on that. But Arizona State was sitting right at that 13, 15-yard mark, you know. So they was kind of playing a little prevent the first down, but they couldn't prevent the touchdown. And that's how they got them, man. It was a great finish to a great game.
Now, this last game out of the playoff that I didn't really have going this way, I thought this would be the close game that went into OT. That is the Penn State Nittany Lions 31, Boise State Broncos 14. A couple of stats. Drew Alar, 13 to 24, 25, 171 and 3 touchdowns. Katron Allen, 17 carries, 134. Tyler Warren, 6 catches, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For the Broncos, Maddox Madsen, 23 of 35, 304, 1 touchdown, and 3 INTs.
Pickles.
Our guy, Ashton Genty, 30 carries, 104. That'll hurt the average right there. Matt Lauder, 4 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Jack, what were your takeaways with this game?
Well, first of all, you know the junkies love Ashton Gentry. And he came up just short of breaking the single season rushing record. I want to say he came up 20 yards short. That Penn State defense, man, they're on point to stop a high-powered offense like this and hold them to 14 points. But you look at that Penn State defense, man, they got guys all over the place. I saw a number on defense now. I saw a number 22, a number 33, and a number 44 on defense making some big-time plays. And I thought it was just interesting that it was 22, 33, and 44. Because everybody knows that 44 on Penn State's offense is that killer tight end, Warren. And he put some hurting on him with 2 touchdowns yesterday. Tyler Warren did. So Penn State's offense is looking exceptional right now. And anybody named K-Tron, you used to be scared of him. We had a K-Tron in my neighborhood. He was whack crazy. Anybody mess with K-Tron. So when I heard K-Tron out, man, he's a heck of a running back and had a hell of a day. So I think, Penn State wasn't talked about in the top 2-3, but you better worry about Penn State and Nittany Lions. I really think they can get some damage done. Who do they match up against next, Midnight Rider?
Big guy KG.
Sorry, KG. Hey, you called me Jack Wagner last week, so I still got a couple to go.
No, Penn State plays Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl on Thursday. And then Friday we have the Cotton Bowl, Ohio State versus Texas, which I think we all know what the crowd's gonna be like down in the Cotton Bowl. You know that those Longhorn fans gonna travel for that.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, the Cotton Bowl's in Texas.
Yeah, it's at AT&T Stadium. Well, used to be actually at the Cotton Bowl, but
right,
it's at AT&T Stadium now.
I've been to the Cotton Bowl a couple times. I actually sang "Hail to the Redskins" from the steps of the Cotton Bowl with a.
Oh, you was a bowl?
It was no, I wasn't there for a bowl. I was there for the Dallas State Fair, which is all the parking lot of the Sugar Bowl. That's their fair. It's amazing. And I I had on a Redskin hat, and we're walking around, and we're up near the steps of the stadium, and there's a DJ up there. He's just getting jiggy with the crowd and everything. And next thing you know, he hollers, "DC in the house!" And he goes, "What's up?" And he goes, "Can we sing?" I said, "What are we gonna sing?" He said, "Have Redskins." I said, "Dallas, you crazy?" He said, "Hell to the Redskins," and then I joined in. Next thing you know, we had like 7 or 8 of us up there singing it. So that's something
Hey,
that a Redskins fan can say he did proudly.
love it, man. I wish I could have
Yeah.
been a fly on the wall for that. Did you need
Well,
security getting
yeah.
out of there?
Nah. I'm telling you, the folks down there in Dallas, they good people, man. They good people down there. I ain't never had a bad experience there, and I wear my colors all the time when I go down there. Never had a bad time. But as far as Penn State matching up with Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl, woo, dog, we're gonna have a defensive throwdown right here. I think that game's gonna be amazing. I'd like to see what the over under is. What, 28? Damn, that's gonna be good.
Probably higher than
Penn
that,
State,
maybe lower than that. Shoot.
Penn State, Notre
But
Dame. Boy,
that's your college football playoff, and the winner of that goes on to the championship, which will be on January 20th. So,
bring it on, bring it on. I want more.
Boone said when you have one weapon, the ops know it and shuts it down, then this is the outcome. Penn State was ready. Yeah, they were ready for Genty. They
Yeah,
were
no
ready.
doubt. Yeah, in the first quarter, it was rough on Genty. It was rough. It was rough on even the quarterback over there, Boise, that runs the ball. Penn State definitely game planned for that Boise State running attack very well. Because what
So
they get total. Go ahead.
we're gonna stick with college, but we're gonna switch over and switch sports and go to college basketball. Now, Jack, we were talking off air. We were
Mm-hmm.
talking about a couple of players that are top recruits, and surprisingly, we talked about Bryce James, and he's number 257.
Didn't know he was
And
that low.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that he's only a 3-star recruit, and he's only 257, committed to Arizona. But I think he's a better player than his older brother. But that's just because I think he's a little bit more. He developed more, and then he had that growth spurt also.
Yeah.
But I think if we really want to look at it, I like that he's not ranked top, 5, top 10. I like that he's ranked down. He's an underdog. I like that. It means something. But what you got as far as college basketball goes? Fill me in. What's going on?
Well, okay. And Bryce James commit to Arizona was some of my bottom end news. Uh, Maybe Coach Tommy Lloyd can coach him up over there at Arizona. I'd like to see Bryce give me 2, 3 years in the college ranks, and I think that would definitely get him a little better prepared for pro ball than his brother. So as far as NCAA basketball, the top 10 has pretty much stayed the same. We're going through the holidays. They've had some teams have been off, some teams have been on. So I'm just going to run down through the top 10 and who they got coming up. So number 1, Tennessee, 12-0. They got Arkansas Tuesday and Florida Saturday. Number 23, Arkansas, and number 6, Florida, undefeated. So that's going to be some tough tests for Tennessee this week. Auburn 11-0 has got Missouri and Texas coming in. Both of those are 2-loss teams, so you never know which way it could go. Auburn comes in 11-1. Iowa State 10-1. Saturday they got a date with number 25 Baylor. So see if Baylor can hang with Iowa State. Duke 10-2, hold on to the number 4 spot. Nothing much coming up for Duke. They got SMU and Pitt. Both of them are 2-loss teams, so we'll see what they're made of. Alabama 11-2. Big game. I like to say it like this: we got a big game Saturday, boy. Oklahoma is going to be on the schedule for Alabama Saturday. Number 12 Oklahoma. So we got number 5 Alabama, 12 Oklahoma. Big game Saturday. Watch it. Number 6 Florida, the undefeated team in the top 10. They got a big matchup this week. They got number 10 Kentucky Saturday, and then they're going to go knock heads with number 1 Tennessee on Tuesday. So that's going to show you where Florida's at when they get through the next 2 games. If they come through that undefeated, they real. But I even think it'd be a success if they come through that 1-1. So the team that's really looking shaky in the top 10, KG, that's the Kansas Rock Chalk Jayhawk, man. They 9-3 now, 0-1 in conference play for the first time since 1991. They lost to West Virginia New Year's Eve, 62-61. And what a hell of a time West Virginia had getting over to Lawrence for this matchup. Their plane was delayed. They didn't get into Lawrence till 3-4 a.m. Then the team hotel lost power that morning. So they was having trouble, going over game planning, watching film, stuff like that. And then the starting lineup was without two of their three-star players. So they went on in and tackled this Kansas team who is 22nd in the country in field goal percentage. West Virginia's 231st in the country in field goal percentage. So who would you think would win this game just listening to that stat? West Virginia came out strong. They was up 18 points at one time. And they continued to just roll on. And then Kansas came back in the final 2 minutes and tied it up. Few minutes, not two, few. And tied it up 61-61 with 15 seconds to play. Game ended up going into overtime. West Virginia pulled through and got the upset. West Virginia has been money in overtime games, man. At the tournament, the Battle of Atlantis that they play, West Virginia played 3 overtime games in 3 nights. They upset Gonzaga, and they upset Arizona, and then they lost to Louisville in the third. But damn, 3 overtime games in 3 nights, KG. That's something, ain't it? That's a lot of ball.
That's a hell of a stretch.
So West Virginia, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's a lot of ball, but that it's either gonna do one or two things. It's gonna break you or make you.
I definitely think I agree with you. I think it's definitely making this West Virginia team with all the adversity they've gone through just this short time of the season, and they're still hanging strong. West Virginia, damn, I didn't write it. I think West Virginia's only got 2 losses. They're creeping on the bottom of the top 25 to get in. So watch for West Virginia this year. And 2 other teams that are creeping. One of them's definitely creeping because if you look at the AP top 25, it pretty much does like a little honorable mention down at the bottom. And the Maryland Terrapins, man, up there in College Park, they knocking on the door with 2 losses. I believe they're 10-2. So watch out for them Terps. They got some big games coming up. They got Oregon, and they got I can't call it, but Oregon's number 9 in the country. They got 2 top 25 games coming up this week in the next 5-6 days. So we'll see if Maryland is that team that can jump into the top 25. And also another DMV team that's doing pretty well is the Georgetown Hoyas. So and they've had a couple tough games coming up. They got a couple tough games coming up on their list as well. So we will see what the local Hoopers are going to be doing. Probably next weekend we'll have a better look to see what's up because it's conference time and we'll see what you're made of. That right there.
I was waiting for you to say it.
I got you, partner. But that's pretty much my NCAA basketball week recap. Got anything with it, KG?
Yes, sir. Because you said something about Georgetown. They got Xavier tomorrow night at 8. They're 2-0 in the conference in the Big East. And here's the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this. Is this the Big East? No, it's really not. I mean, it's the Big East that we deal with now. Because yes, you got UConn, you got St. John's, you got Villanova, but Creighton's in there. Xavier is the Big East team now. Providence, Butler, and Seton Hall was like a last edition of the old iteration of the Big East. But now they're 2-0 in the Big East, 11-2 overall, and won 4 straight games. 9-1 at home, 2-1 at on the road. So they're gonna have a lot of road games coming up. But I think what Ed Cooley is doing is looking really, really good. He's put his stamp on his team, and it's looking really, really good. I was a little skeptical because you went away from the tree of Thompson, as the Midnight Rider calls it. And that's why it always kind of bothered me, because I was like, okay, when Big John stepped down, you got Craig Eschrick. When Eschrick stepped down, you got JT3. And we had a Final Four run. We had some good years. And then Patrick comes in. Patrick never really got a chance to put his stamp on the club, because we had the COVID year. We won a Big East championship, but it just wasn't enough time for him. And then you bring in Ed Cooley, and he has no ties to the school. And I'm like, yeah, this is not a part of the family. We normally hire in family. So I was a little skeptical. But the way they're playing now, I'm like, all right, these kids, they're here. They're hit a ball. Let's do it. And Boone said, keep your eye on Marquette. They're solid and will make some noise in the tourney this year. He said, watch out for Marquette. They're nice. Yeah, Marquette's leading the Big East at 3-0. They're 12-2 overall, undefeated at home, and 3-2 on the road, and won 3 straight. But don't sleep on UConn either, because UConn's on a 7-game win streak, and they're 11-3. I don't know how they're 11-3 and they're 7-0 at home and 3-0 on the road, but okay.
They play tournaments, holiday tournaments.
Okay.
They lost in some of the open season tournaments. They lost a couple games.
Okay.
UConn ain't got nothing to worry about with that. They'll be there when it comes time. Coach Hurley got it under control. But they play big games. They play big games early, man, and that's what happens. Marquette is nice, and like I said, I'm happy to see Marquette back up there. It's been a while. Marquette always used to be a power back in the 80s.
Yeah. Who was the coach? Was it? God, who am I? I can't think of the coach of Marquette in the 80s. Because I know Notre Dame had Digger Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell did Marquette? I can't think of the name of the coach. Somebody put in the comments the coach of Marquette in the 80s. Can't think of his name, and it's escaping me right now. But Jack Wagner said, let's go G-Town. You're daggone right, Jack. I'm with that. And then, I don't know if I got to this, but we were talking about Bronny James, and Boone said he's better than his brother by far. And I agree. Go ahead, Jack.
You were talking about Al McGuire?
Al McGuire, that's his name. I couldn't think of his name. I could see his face, couldn't think of his name.
That's what I thought it was off jump, but I wanted to double check before I said something wasn't right. So yeah, Al McGuire is a legend.
Absolute legend. Let's jump into the piece of resistance. Got a couple of questions with this. Commanders are going to the playoffs. It was a win and they're in, and the ban on the P word has been lifted. It was lifted Sunday night when Zach Ertz caught that touchdown. The ban on the P word was lifted, so we can say playoffs. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Playoffs.
We can say
the playoffs.
Yep. Midnight Rider, yes. Al McGuire. Rick Majors is my man down in Utah. He had Keith Van Horn. They went on a nice run.
Yeah,
but Rick Majors had it everywhere he went. He was successful. He was just good. Period.
Big man.
Looking at the playoff picture right now. Let's do the AFC because we're gonna talk NFC. The Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Ravens 3, Texans 4, Steelers 5, Chargers 6. Broncos are in the hunt. I believe they got Kansas City, so I think that's a win in their end thing.
Yeah, you don't know what Kansas City gonna put on the field though, man.
Exactly.
They can't go up, down, or around. So I don't see Mahomes playing more than a half, if that.
If that.
Pachengo, he's gonna come out because he's been banged up. So Denver beating Kansas City is not out of the question, especially with Kansas City's whole squad. I don't think it's going to be participating.
And on the bubble in the AFC are the Dolphins and the Bengals. So they're on the bubble. On the NFC side, the Lions 1, Eagles 2. Eagles are resting starters. They're resting. Jalen Hurts is resting. Saquon's resting. They're resting all their guys. They got the Giants, so none of those guys are playing. The
Mhm.
Lions, however, are wearing all black, and they play the Vikings, who are wearing all white. So it's going to be a whiteout and a blackout in the same game. This is for the NFC North Division. This is the first time in the history of the NFL, two teams with this many wins are playing each other for a division. Both teams are 14-2. That's a total of 28 wins and 4 losses. This is the first time that many wins have come into a game at the end of the season with a division on the line. So I am looking forward to seeing that. The
Well,
Rams are 3.
there's only been a few years, KG, that this could have been a possibility, really, almost, with the increasing
With
games.
realignment, true.
It's
It's
week
true.
18.
Right.
But
The
yeah,
Vikings are
I
the fifth
feel you.
seed. The Commanders are 6th. The Packers are 7th. The Buccaneers are in the hunt for the 4th seed. The Falcons are on the bubble. And it's only 1 seed left. And that's pretty much whoever wins the NFC South. And
Mhm.
I think the Buccaneers winning, they're in. But if they lose and the Falcons win, I think that it's like so many different scenarios. But
I think that'll get the Falcons in, possibly. I mean, I
I
think they're
think
both
so.
win and they lose and you're in. But I think the it's confusing to me. But I think Tampa Bay win and they're in. They don't need nobody to lose. I
Right.
think that's the deal. And
And Washington's sitting at 6. They got Dallas on Sunday. First and foremost, I got a couple of questions of you, Jack,
mm,
because you've been a Washington Redskin fan, football team, Commanders fan longer than I have. And before I get to these comments, I want to say this to you. How does it feel to make the playoffs? Not backing in 7-9, 8-8, but going into these playoffs as of right now, 11-5, controlled your own destiny, snatched it, and took it and went into the playoffs. How does it feel coming from somebody that grew up in the 70s with the Over the Hill Gang, in the 80s with the Fun Bunch? You had the early years of the 90s, the late 80s and the 90s with the Posse, and all the down years of the last 35 years. How does that feel for you to see that?
I mean, it feels good to know you're going to be in the playoffs. I felt we've been locked to the playoffs since we was 9-5 myself. Um, Backing into the playoffs always sucks because it's like, damn, we didn't earn this. Somebody else lost. But it feels good to see winning football in Washington again. I know we had a little bit of winning in 2012. And we had a little winning in the early 2000s. But man, think of it, dude. We ain't won shit since '93. So, you know, it feels great. And I gotta chime in on this comment down here from my boy Jack Wagner. He's like, hold up on that. JC is a former Browns fan. Yes, Jack Wagner, I had discussed that with my junkies. They all know about it. Hey, Cleveland Browns didn't have no decals on the helmets. Blacksburg Boys Club didn't have no decals on the helmets. Yeah, I was a Browns fan. I still follow the Browns. But, dude, I've been born and raised in a Redskin household, and you know that. So the Browns is like my AFC team. But it's great, KG, and I know it feels good for you and Midnight Rider and all the other guys. So let's get it on. That's what I'm ready for. So do you know the possibilities of us having a home game by any chance?
Only way we can have a home game is NFC Championship.
Really?
That's the only way we can have a home game. That's why I picked the background that I picked, because this background right here is probably one of the most prettiest pictures of the DC skyline, where you can see the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and the U.S. Capitol all in one shot. And at the top of the picture is the moon sitting directly on top of the the Washington Monument. And I always say with this picture, if you're from DC, you can hear this picture because what you hear is the quiet storm. And you hear The Image of You by Scott Jarrett, which was a staple on the Quiet Storm with Melvin Lindsay. So this is that nostalgia that I felt when I hear stuff like that. That's what I feel with this playoff run. I feel that confident. And for the younger generation to see, this is what we grew up with. This is what we came to grips with. 11-5, 11 wins was, that was on the low end. But, this is 12, 13 win teams sometimes. And to say that we won 11 games for the first time since 1991. It's been 33 years since we won 11 wins. Now, I don't want nobody to put the cart before the horse. The P word the ban on the P word is lifted. We can say playoffs, but don't say the S word. Shut up. Don't say the S word until we punch the ticket. Yes, don't say that. Meatloaf said don't say that. Don't say the S word.
Tell him, Meatloaf. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
I mean, all right. So if the Buccaneers wrap up that, they're going to be at maybe 10 wins, I think. And
the Buccaneers, yeah, they'll be 10-7.
If they win their division, they get a home game.
Yes.
That sucks.
And
I got you.
Midnight Rider said Wentz is starting. Rams are resting their starters.
Mm-hmm.
We got to that one. Antonio Boone said Jack snitching. And Jack Wagner said nothing wrong with that. And yes, I do know that. But I'm just, when I tell you the amount of people that have stopped me, because I wear, every time it gets cold and I'm in sweatshirt weather, 9 times out of 10 I gotta wash this sweatshirt on. It's one or the other. It's either a football team or Commander sweatshirt. Always. And I've had people stop me. Commander's looking good, boy. Yeah. It's that type of high, that type of euphoria. And no, what did Jack K. Cook say? No, don't talk to me about nothing about euphoria. I'm in a total state of ecstasy. That's where I am right now. We got ourselves a baller. We have a baller, and let's not gloss over the fact. Number one, Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin making the Pro Bowl. That's one. Number two, Jaden Daniels set the rookie record for most rushing yards by a rookie quarterback. He broke RG3's record, and RG3 was happy about it. Let's talk about that. But just overall, what he's done with the fan base. And I've seen Eagle fans, Giant fans, and Cowboy fans crash out about this dude. Like, I'm talking about getting online and crying and snotting. He not that good. He not that good. Come on now. Don't do that to us. When we got one, we got one. And I've seen it happen back in 2012 when RG3 was at his height. I seen people of fans of division foes hate RG3 to the point that they hope that he got hurt. I seen a guy earlier this season. I can't remember what game it was. Oh, it was the second Giant game. I was sitting in Wingstop, and they had the game on. This guy was like, man, I hope they hurt this dude. I'm tired of him. Like, people were really looking for him to get hurt so they could win their bet, so they could feel better about their team sucking ass. I don't understand. And what's absolutely crazy, to hate on this brother, this young brother, because he's actually being successful at what he's doing, you got to have a better life than that, man. You really do. You really do. But for the fan base, winning cures a lot. And we have gotten to the point that we've won enough games right now that we're the hot ticket and everybody's coming back home. You have so many people that have left the fan base because of the stink of and the cesspool of Daniel Snyder from 99 to what, 23? So 24 years of ownership, futile attempt, 1 full year under Josh Harris, Adam Peters, and God, I'm Adam Dan Quinn. And you got 1 full year. And guess what? We're in the playoffs. We're in the flipping playoffs. Matty Ice checking in. Howdy, guys. Been busy, been a damn busy week in the house. Yeah, I saw, Matty. I saw. I'm glad you jumped in because I need an OV update from you, brother. I need an OV update before we get out of here. Because I couldn't find the latest one. But I will say this. To all my fellow Redskin football team Commander fans, the ones that left, the ones that have come back, the ones that never left and are still here. We deserve this. Don't let a Cowboy fan, a Giant fan, nor an Eagle fan tell you that we don't deserve this. We deserve this. We have fought long and hard with the ups, the downs, living and dying with this team. We fought long and hard. We deserve this. We deserve to go far. We deserve a playoff win or 3. So do that with whatever you like. Next up, we got NFL on Saturday. Jack having a little technical difficulty, so I'm gonna go ahead and carry this on. NFL on Saturday. Let me get some lines for you, and let me post that. Let me let you know all our lines are provided to you by FanDuel. And where's my NFL? NFL. The Browns versus the Ravens. Ravens are 19.5 point favorites. Over under is 41.5. The Ravens might rest some starters, but if they don't rest starters and Lamar plays, you can go ahead and give Lamar the MVP now. There's no other way to slice that. You got the Steelers versus the Bengals. The Bengals are actually 1.5 point favorites. Over under is 48.5. So that is on Saturday. That's the 4:30 and the 8 o'clock game. So make sure you get your lineup straight because this, for some people, in the 432 team sideline junkie fantasy football league, this is championship week. Week 18 is championship week. And make sure you got your lineup straight because I had to fix my lineups 3 times already this week alone. And it's only Thursday. I'm in a championship game again. Hopefully I can bring home my second title. But yeah, we'll do things a little different next year. But right now, we're going to get this done the right way. So, and the gentleman Jack is back.
Hey, I don't know what was going on there. I'll tell you, when you went to big screen, I'm like, all right, he gonna do a little rant on his Redskins, and he wants the big screen. So I sat there and watched all that patiently. All of a sudden, I'm like, how long he gonna go big screen? And then you said I was at technical difficulties. I thought I was just on the side. So
No.
I'm back.
You was gone.
Yeah, well, I'm back.
Talking Saturday football, Jack. Ravens up 19.5 point favorite. Over under is 41.5. You think the Ravens are gonna play starters on Saturday?
No, sir. I expect to see Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, probably in street clothes. Who the Ravens playing?
The Browns.
Yeah, Cleveland probably still ain't going to get a victory over Baltimore's second string. So I like Baltimore in this one still, and they're just going to roll into the playoffs and take that bye and rest up some more. So go on ahead on out to Puerto Rico, Cleveland Browns.
Oh, and second game is Steelers 1.5 point favorites over under 48.5 over the Steelers.
Bengals are the hottest team in football right now. They've been hot all year. They just had some tough breaks, man. They could very easily be a 10-12 win team if the ball bounced one way or another different. They've had a tough year. Joe Burrow's putting up monster numbers, but when your squad ain't winning, it's kind of hard to kick that MVP vote to you. So I look forward to talking MVP. Maybe we can get into that next Tuesday. Give ourselves a list or something to work on because it's going to be an interesting race for MVP. But I think Baltimore still beats. How about? Yeah, Baltimore wins this game. What
I
do you
got
got?
I got the MVP race already locked up, and it's going to Lamar Jackson. Already locked up.
Locked. You think it's
So
locked? Huh? Hmm. Hmm.
next up,
I don't think
last
it's
topic
locked
of the
up.
night. I locked up. Them numbers don't lie.
When
The
did they?
OV
When did they
update.
announce? Don't they announce that about mid playoffs?
Yeah, that's not gonna come to probably the night before the Super Bowl.
Oh, that late? But it doesn't count playoff
No, this is all regular season.
championship. Yeah. Huh. Oh no.
Let it go.
I don't. I see some other guys, but we'll see what happens.
Um, couple of comments real quick. Since he can still get in, need Denver and Miami to lose and beat Pittsburgh. That's what Matty Ice said.
Denver ain't gonna
Baltimore
lose.
has to, don't they? If they lose and Pittsburgh win, can't Pittsburgh win the division? I think that's the way it goes. Baltimore has to win. And Jack Wagner said, "I like the Ravens. Book 18 is a lot of points to be favored by with backups. Yeah, but and I know what that buddy is, Jack. A lot of teams that have been super high with the favors are the ones that always lose.
That's what's happened this year. Sure has in NFL.
So, little OV update. Midnight Rider said needs 25 to pass Gretzky. Matty Ice said they're playing now. He scored tonight already, 18th of the season, 23 to tie, 24 to break. So, and Midnight Rider said NFL honors. That's the night before the Super Bowl. Let me explain something. And I'm gonna say I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I mean it. I pulled these stats up, and I looked at it. I hope Lamar does play because he needs about 45 yards to have 4,000 passing yards, right, for the season. He's got right now. He has 3,955 yards, 39 touchdowns, 4 INTs. He has a passer rating of 121.6. That's his highest passer rating of his career.
And that's nice.
The most touchdowns he's thrown in his career. The most yards he's thrown for. And the highest level of completion percentage he's had his whole entire career. This is his career year. This is his best year. But on the flip side, Josh Allen is everybody's golden boy. Now, I love me some Josh Allen. And hit for the season, Josh Allen's completed 63.6% of his passes, 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks, and a 101.4 rating. Lamar's got better numbers. If Lamar's got better numbers,
I don't think you was done reading Josh Allen's stats.
What I'm we got to put in the rushing stats too.
He's rushed for 531 yards, 12 touchdowns. Shit, this running backs ain't got 12 touchdowns rushing. Shit, the leader is only 15. And his teammate leads the NFL, I believe, with 15 touchdowns. And Mr. Cook, who is also someone that should be up there for MVP consideration. He's a touchdown machine. Yeah, Cook's got 15, Allen's got 12. And Allen's got 531 rushing yards to go with all them passing accolades you mentioned. Now, I know Lamar's probably got more than 500 rushing yards. How many rushing touchdowns do we got?
I'm looking that up now.
You know?
And of course, I can't find it. Hold on.
More than one way to skin a cat. I got you. I'm on it right now. Lamar, 852 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns. That's 8 less than Mr. Allen. So you got to take that into consideration too. I think this race is closer than you think, Mr. KG.
I'm just saying.
You just
I
saying.
think Lamar got it wrapped up.
Everybody JS's. But it's a tighter race than you think, in my opinion. And then you got the 3 running backs right below the 2 quarterbacks. You got Barkley, you got Henry, and then you got Cook. That should be the top 5 for the MVP vote. I don't see anybody else other than Joe Burrow. But Burrow's just not going to get there because of his team's win-loss record.
Right.
Joe Burrow, he's probably up near 45. Burrow's probably got nearly 4,500 yards passing.
And Jack Wagner said, I'm sure Josh will take a ring over MVP. I agree with that. Somebody said what would be absolutely great for the Super Bowl is Minnesota versus Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo.
Minnesota versus Buffalo, because both teams are 0-4 in the Super Bowl. So one team has to break the curse.
Yeah, that's true. And then you got 2 cold weather teams going to be playing in the warm weather for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think of that. 2 0-4 teams. Yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah, Joe Burrow's probably going to put up 5,000 yards this year.
I remember that used to be like a milestone that you didn't see you saw 5,000 yards once, and that was 84. Now it's like 5,000 yards are just absolutely. It's like damn, 5,000 yards again. Drew Brees threw 5,000 yards like 3 years back to back.
Yeah, but it playing on a more, a partial losing team trying to play catch up. And
that's true.
Josh Allen's not doing that. He's just running the most potent offense. One of the top 3 potent offenses in the NFL. That's all Josh Allen's doing. He's not padding stats, playing catch up. He's running one of the most potent offenses. I want to say Buffalo scored the most touchdowns as a team. So his stats are coming true. They're not sopping up the gravy or nothing. I really think it's going to be a closer MVP than you think, KG.
We're going to find out. Matty Ice said Detroit versus Buffalo will be fun too, which means it will be Philly and KC. And he has the bad face emoji. And let me say something. I'm going to say this. I don't know why whenever Terry Bradshaw says something these days, people get in their feelings and they don't like it. He said that Kansas City is not going to three-peat because they're not the same team that they were last year. They're not putting teams away early. And people's like, oh, Terry Bradshaw's he doesn't want anybody to break his record. What record are we talking about? Terry Bradshaw went back-to-back twice. He won 4 Super Bowls, went back-to-back twice. What records are we talking about? He's saying that they're not the same team because they're not putting away teams early. They're struggling. and they're winning by the skin of their collective teeth. I see what Terry's saying. You can't get into the tournament. You can't go into the second season. You can't make the playoffs and think you're going to win games like that, because guess what? Some of those teams in the playoffs are just as good as you. Just saying.
Well, I think in Kansas City, their offense may be a tad lower on the totem pole than it was, but their defense is 2 tads higher than it was in previous seasons, previous Super Bowl wins. I'd like to see the three-peat because I ain't never seen it done. But if they can't do it, I'd like to see new blood in the Super Bowl. That'd be pretty nice to see new blood in the Super Bowl.
I'll take new blood. I don't want to see a three-peat though. Let me put it to you like this. Unless you're a Kansas City fan, you don't want to see a three-peat. Of course, if you're a Kansas City fan, you want to see your team three-peat. I'm a Bulls fan. I've been a Bulls fan since 1989. So I was able to see. Bruh, are we serious right now? Are we serious? I was able to see my team three-peat twice. I don't want to see Kansas City three-peat because I'm tired of seeing Kansas City in the Super Bowl. I'm tired of it. It's like seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I was tired of it then.
No, it's not that bad yet. It's getting there.
And of course, the Midnight Rider agrees with Jack Carr because only the Midnight Rider agrees with me. It's not going to snow on Monday. It's going to snow today.
But the media. And I'm not getting this from the media. I've been saying this for 3 weeks leading up to today. So the Midnight Rider and the media is agreeing with the gentleman here.
Woo.
You good, House?
Oh, just caught a cramp.
Damn, it looked like you cut your dingling off, dude. You look like you struggling.
Oh, I just caught a whole cramp.
When you
there we go.
find out some cramp medicine for people to get cramps doing podcasts, let me know.
See, that's what happens. That's what happens when I don't stretch. I didn't stretch today because I've been on a run, and I didn't stretch because it's not a stretch day. Today was walkthrough day. I didn't stretch today. Speaking of
drink
which,
drink the agua.
I got it right there. Speaking of which,
big bottle, bro.
So I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to ask my doctor point blank if I'm healthy enough, and I'm going to get it in writing so she can put it in writing that I'm healthy enough to suit up anytime that I feel like it. So y'all can't say nothing. All I got to do is say, right there. Doctor's report said I'm healthy enough to suit up. I'm good. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. See, here you go. This guy catches a cramp in a podcast but wants to tape his ankles and ball. That's because I didn't stretch today. I haven't had time to stretch. I've been rolling.
I'm with you, Midnight Rider.
I've been rolling. And Matty Ice said KC has replaced New England as a team you either love or you hate. No in between. I agree with that, Matty. And Matty said KG will be on the IL for the next 4 podcasts. Hey, you don't see me for the next 4 weeks. Yeah, that hamstring can tighten up on me.
Man, the only way I catch a cramp on the podcast if I catch a cramp in my mouth.
Hey, see, I went to go move, and I moved the wrong way. I know I shouldn't have moved like that. I felt it coming. I was like, oh no, that's not good. That's all right.
Hilarious.
But don't worry about it, Midnight Rider. When I come from the doctor tomorrow, I'm gonna call you first and be like, doctor said I'm clear. I can play.
Okay.
Wait, what you mean? No, she not. You wasn't supposed to hear that.
We're gonna list you as questionable till Sunday.
Questionable till Sunday.
Yeah.
Look, I'm put it to you this way. If you told me right now that Dan Quinn needed me to play something, He needed me to play special teams or something Sunday. I'd be ready by Sunday. And Maddie, oh man. KG going to the doctor from the sense. Why? Hey, Dr. Nick. Hey, Dr. Nick was my doctor for years. What do you mean? Yeah, all right.
Oh,
Hi,
no,
everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick.
We're about to count them out. Put them on IR. Cramps. I'd rather give you some of that medicine
Y'all
and
can
shit
make fun of
take.
me all you want. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make it happen. Any one of the sideline junkies want to go on the 40-yard dash, I bet I had the best time. No, let me rephrase that, because Delonte a long-distance runner. I ain't messing with Delonte.
Not if I'm on a
I ain't messing with
motorcycle.
Delonte a track runner. Nah, man.
Well,
I
the
ain't
only
messing with
place I'm
Delonte. I had
running,
the second best time.
only place I'm running is to the bathroom. Maybe to the grocery store. No, ain't doing no dash for you, brother.
Before we get out of here, Midnight Rider said this. He said, Alex Sarr, rookie from the Wizards, won Rookie of the Week this last week. Was it last week, Midnight Rider? Rookie of the month. I'm sorry. He won Rookie of the month.
Rookie of the
That's saying
month.
something. Of the month.
Rookie of the month.
That's saying something when you got a terrible team around you. So that's saying something. That's something small. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. That's not something small. That's something big when you have something around you like that. And trade deadline's coming up. We got All-Star break, mid-season form and stuff. You know, we got a lot of that. So in the coming weeks, when we get to right before NBA trade deadline, you know we got to get Perry back. Got to talk to Perry. When we get to NHL All-Star break and trade deadline, you know Matty Ice got to get in here. So, you know, then we get on top of that, geez, man. Pitches and catches be reporting in what, about a month and a half?
No.
So
Still ain't getting Sarr no credit. None.
we got a lot
Super
coming
quick.
up. Couple of comments
I
before we
still
get
can't
out.
believe. I still can't believe he got Rookie of the Month. I got to look at that when I get off the show.
Okay. Xavier said if they need me for running back, I'll play. I'm small enough to fit through the gaps. I've always taught you how to play. Midnight Rider corrected me and said month. That is true. Rookie of the month. Yeah, Saw told you to relax, is what JoJo said. She said,
oh, JoJo, come on now.
Cool said he wants to trade now. Shaking my head. Didn't want to trade last year. He been balling. And Bilal Koulibaly too. Midnight Rider said, great show. Yes, indeed.
Thank you, sir.
So final thoughts before we get out of here, Jack?
Well, the football seasons, both college and NFL, man, getting ready to get down to the nitty gritty. So, you know, we got current college football playoffs, you know, first time. And then next weekend is going to be pro football playoffs. So we got a Saturday and a Sunday event of football this weekend again. So let's enjoy that. And I look forward to seeing all you guys. Thanks for checking in. Joni, Xavier, who else we got? Matty Ice, Jack Wagner, Boone. Yeah, man, thanks to all of you guys because it helps, keeps content, lets you guys get in the show every time too. So if you got any friends out there that like interacting with folks talking sports, get them over here to watch Sunday, Thursday, and Tuesday. So
yeah,
that's
most
what's
definitely.
up.
And I'm going to put this out there now because if I put it out there, I can hold myself accountable for it. You will be able to see this show and every other show following. Number one, you'll be able to see it on repeat tomorrow morning. Number two, you'll be able to listen to it on the Odyssey app. Late night tonight or late night after it's been shown live, and you'll be able
And
to
that's
listen
good
to
for a
it.
lot of you folks. That's good for a lot of you folks that got long commutes to work. Just put us on the Odyssey app on your car and just listen to us on the way in, man. Sure will make you smile. Go ahead, KG.
Yeah.
Where else we at?
And Matty Ice said, by the way, Sarah loved her nickname. It made her day. JoJo with the salute. Oh, no, we
Showtime.
didn't forget about Wednesday. Because you got in the passenger seat with Jack Carr, his backseat driver, the Midnight Ride on Wednesday. So we didn't forget about
Yes,
in the
we
passenger
do.
seat.
No, not at all. Not at all, partner.
Just,
Me and Midnight
just like you
Riders are
can't
going
forget
to
about,
welcome. Go ahead.
no, you can't forget about the Gridiron, or you can't forget about the Saturday Night WrestleMania. Now, what you got coming up on the passenger seat, Jack?
Passenger seat. This Wednesday coming up, be the first one back since the holidays started. So we took a little 2 week break, ran some reruns of our previous 9 and 10 shows. I mean, look at that, man. We're already up at 9, 10 shows. We're just having a blast. Interviewing folks, getting to know about sports and their life, and sometimes a little bit about their life. So this week we got a former baseball player, basketball player, graduated from the same high school we went to, KG. He's a Blazeburg High School graduate, played for the University of Maryland, went to the University of Maryland. He played baseball there. My friend from down south, Mr. Doug Rome, will be on Wednesday's show. So Wednesday, 8 p.m. Come check us out. We got Dougie Rome going to be on. Me and Midnight Rider are going to love that. So check that out. And then Thursday night flight right here. And big guy, tell us all about the Saturday shows.
Well, on Saturday, you have the morning show of the greatest fictitious football league of all time, and that's the Gridiron. Then Saturday night, you had the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, which gives you your wrestling fix for the week. So, hit a Midnight Rider go. He said that means he can't do math. We love that Bladensburg, man. Don't be like that.
Yeah, stop hating.
But that's all the time we got. Make sure you check us out anywhere you stream podcasts or music. You can find the Sideline Junkies. So until next time, that's the Gentleman Jack. I'm the big guy KG. We don't do no overtime. Midnight Rider was on special assignment with the boss BJ. They trying to replenish Helen Hunt Motors after that blowout sale for New Year's Eve. So they trying to replenish. But until next time. Wait, JoJo said she went to Central. What that mean? Does that mean you can do math better than us, JoJo? But until next time, y'all, we don't do no overtime. We are out of here. Uh-oh. Get out of here. Get on up out.